Welcome to my channel, Voice of English. If you're learning English and you feel lost, slow, or stuck, this video is for you. Maybe you have tried for years, but you still can't speak clearly. You study grammar rules, you memorize words, you take classes, but when it's time to speak, your mind goes blank. You feel nervous, you forget the words. You start thinking in your own language and everything feels difficult. You are not alone. Millions of people feel the same way. But here's the truth. The problem is not you. The problem is the way most people learn English. Most courses and teachers use the same system. The old system. Grammar books, flashcards, memorizing rules. But language is not a math problem. Language is something you feel, something you live, something you use. Children don't learn grammar first. They learn by listening, watching, repeating, and feeling. And you can too. It's not too late. You can start again right now from the beginning, and this time it will work. In this video, I will take you on a journey from the very first steps, beginner level, all the way to high-level English. Not in 10 years, not with stress, but step by step in a real, natural, powerful way. I'll show you what works and what doesn't, what to do and what to avoid. You will learn the truth about how people really become fluent, and you'll see that you already have everything you need inside you. Maybe you're shy. Maybe you are busy. Maybe you think, I'm not good at languages. But trust me, you are better than you think. You don't need to be perfect. You just need the right path. A path with small steps, clear signs, and real progress. That's what this video gives you. And I want to say something important. Stay with me until the end because everything is connected. Each chapter builds on the one before. And at the very end, I'll share something that most teachers never tell you. Something that can change everything. That's where the real secret is. The part that helps you keep going even when it's hard, even when you want to quit. So, are you ready? Are you ready to stop feeling confused and start feeling confident? Are you ready to stop translating and start thinking in English? Are you ready to go from beginner to advanced the natural way? If your answer is yes, then take a deep breath. This is the beginning of a new journey, one step at a time. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The first step. Learn to hear English before you learn to speak. So let's begin, really begin. This is the first step on your journey to advanced English, and it may surprise you. We are not starting with grammar rules. We are not starting with vocabulary lists. We are starting with something even more basic, something even more powerful. We are starting with listening. Think of a baby. A baby does not open a book and study verbs. A baby does not write flashcards. A baby listens for months. The baby hears voices, sounds, music, and emotions. The baby listens again and again, and slowly something amazing happens. One day the baby begins to understand. Later the baby begins to speak, but only after hearing the language many, many times. You are not a baby, of course, but the method still works. If you want to speak English, you must first learn to hear English. I don't just mean hearing words, I mean something deeper. I mean hearing the music of English. Yes, music, because English, like every language, has rhythm, stress, and melody. Some words go up, some words go down. Some are strong, some are soft. Some are fast, some are slow. If you only study grammar, you will miss all of this. But if you listen, really listen, you will begin to feel the flow of English. And when you feel the flow, speaking becomes easier and more natural. But maybe you ask, how can I listen if I don't understand? That's a great question. The answer is, you don't need to understand everything at first. You just need to begin. Start small, start simple. Use short podcasts made for learners. Use slow audiobooks, stories you enjoy. Watch easy English videos with subtitles. Let your brain hear the same sounds again and again. Your brain is amazing. It will learn the patterns even if you don't realize it. Now let's talk about a simple way to listen deeply, even as a beginner. I call it the 3-listen method. Here's how it works. Step 1. Choose a short audio or video. 1 minute, 2 minutes, not more. Something easy, something interesting. Listen with subtitles. Watch and read at the same time. Don't worry about every word. Just relax. Step 2. Listen again, but this time without subtitles. Close your eyes if you want. Just focus on the sound. You may not understand every word, but now your brain is trying. It's connecting the sounds with meaning. Step 3. Listen one more time. Now with subtitles again. This time, things will feel different. You will hear words you didn't notice before. You will feel more confident. You are building your English ears, and step by step, do this every day. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, no stress. Make it a habit, like brushing your teeth. The key is to enjoy it. If you enjoy listening, you will do it more. And if you do it more, your English will grow naturally. And here's another tip. Listen with your eyes. At first, it's okay to use subtitles. That they help you connect the sound with the meaning. But over time, start to turn them off. Or try half. Subtitles only for the hard parts. Slowly, your ears will get stronger. Your brain will start to understand more even without reading. That's when you begin to feel the language. So remember, before you speak, hear the rhythm, hear the music, hear the flow. Build your ears and your mouth will follow. You don't need to say a full sentence yet. You don't need to speak perfectly. This is the first step. Just listen. Just feel. Just enjoy. In the next chapter, we'll talk about speaking, but not with pressure. I'll show you how to speak like a child learns to speak, with play, with fun, and with no fear. But for now, relax. Close your eyes, press play, and just listen. Chapter 2. The Silent Power. Why beginners must read more than speak. After you begin listening to English, something magical starts to happen. You start to hear the rhythm. You start to feel the flow. But maybe you think, now I must speak. That's a normal feeling. Most beginners want to speak fast. They want to talk right away. But here's the truth, and it may surprise you. Speaking too early can actually slow you down. If you try to speak before you're ready, you can feel stress, fear, and even shame. Your brain freezes. Your mouth doesn't know what to do. So, what should you do instead? The answer is simple but powerful. You should read. Yes, read. Read a lot. Read slowly. Read silently. You don't need to speak yet. You need to see the language. You need to let the words enter your mind, not through your mouth, but through your eyes. Reading is the silent power behind every great language learner. It's quiet but strong, and it works. When you read, your brain learns grammar not through rules, but through patterns. You see how real English is used. You learn vocabulary, not just one word, but how words live in sentences. You feel the meaning. You grow your fluency without stress, no pressure, just reading. But here's the important part. You must read the right way. Not school books, not textbooks. You must read for pleasure. That means books you enjoy, books that are easy, stories that make you feel something. They can be funny or exciting or even a little strange, but they should be interesting to you. Why? Because when you enjoy the story, your brain opens. You remember more. You learn faster. And it doesn't feel like study. It feels like fun. Now, let me tell you something amazing. There was a study, a real scientific study. Two groups of students wanted to improve their English. One group studied grammar rules. The other group read fun books. Guess what happened? The reading group, the ones who did not study grammar, got better at grammar than the grammar group. Yes, reading stories help them learn grammar better than grammar lessons. Isn't that incredible? This is what I call a spike moment, a moment that changes how you see learning forever. It changed me too. When I was learning a new language, I tried to memorize words. I tried to speak early. I even studied hard grammar books, but I was stuck. It felt hard. It felt heavy. Then I discovered simple storybooks. I started reading every day, just 10 or 15 minutes, and everything changed. My vocabulary grew fast. I stopped translating in my head. I felt more confident. I even started speaking without thinking too much. Reading quietly helped me speak more clearly. It changed everything. So, how can you do this? Start small. Find a book that is very easy. It's okay if it feels too easy. That's good. You want to read without a dictionary, without stopping, without stress. Try storybooks for children or graded readers. These are books written just for learners. Choose a topic you like. Fantasy, romance, travel, whatever makes you curious. And read every day. Just a few pages. Slowly. With love. If you see a new word, try to guess the meaning. Don't stop too much. Just keep going. The story is more important than the dictionary. Over time, the meaning becomes clear. Your brain is learning. Trust the process. Also, don't worry about speaking yet. Reading will help your speaking in a deep, natural way. It gives you the words, it gives you the rhythm, it gives you the confidence. Reading is like food for your brain. Eat it every day. So let go of the pressure to speak fast. Let go of the idea that speaking equals progress. That's not always true. First, fill your mind with beautiful English through your ears, through your eyes. Chapter 1 gave you the ears. Chapter 2 gives you the eyes. The words are going in. They are growing inside you. And soon they will come out naturally. In the next chapter, we will finally begin to speak, but not the usual way. You will not memorize sentences. You will not repeat like a robot. You will speak like a child, with joy, with play, and without fear. Get ready. You've built the foundation. Now the voice will begin to rise. Chapter 3. Speak like a child, not like a test. The real way to start talking. Now we begin to speak, but not like in school, not like in a test. Not with fear or pressure or trying to be perfect. We speak like a child with joy, with play, and with freedom. Let me ask you something. How do babies learn to speak their first language? They don't study grammar rules. They don't take vocabulary tests. They don't worry about making mistakes. They just play. They listen a lot. They try to copy sounds. They laugh. They point. They sing. They talk to themselves. And they are not afraid. This is why children learn so fast. They are free. They are curious. They are not trying to be perfect. They are just trying to connect, to explore, to express. As adults, we often do the opposite. We want to sound smart. We want to say it correctly. We are afraid to make a mistake. So we freeze, we stop speaking, or we speak very slowly and feel embarrassed. This is why so many learners study for years but still can't speak with confidence. The secret is not in your mouth, it's in your mind. If your mind feels safe, your mouth can relax. If your heart feels joy, your voice becomes free. So how can we learn to speak like a child, even as adults? The first step is to forget about correct English. Yes, forget it. At the beginning, your goal is not to speak correctly. Your goal is to speak simply, to speak from the heart. If you know 100 words, use those 100 words to say what you feel. It's not about big words. It's about real connection. I want to tell you something from my own life. When I started learning Spanish, I was shy. I wanted to speak perfectly. I wanted to impress people. But every time I opened my mouth, I felt nervous. So one day, I decided to try something different. I went to the mirror, I looked at myself, and I started talking. Just one sentence, then another. I talked about my day, I talked about the weather, I made jokes, I made mistakes, but I smiled, I laughed, I enjoyed it. And something beautiful happened. I stopped being afraid. I started speaking more and more. I began to trust my voice. This is what I call a safe speaking zone. It's a place where you can speak without fear, without stress, without other people watching or correcting you. And you can make this zone anywhere. Your bedroom, your car, your shower, or even in your own mind. Start by speaking to yourself. You can describe what you see. This is my phone. I have coffee. The window is open. I feel happy. It's simple but powerful. Do it every day, even for 5 minutes. It's not about grammar, it's about freedom. Next, try speaking with I like me. I don't judge. I don't laugh. I'm here to help. You can practice little conversations. You can try different phrases. You can ask questions. And there is no pressure. This is a safe place. And then when you feel ready, you can speak with real people. But start small. Find friendly people, other learners, kind teachers, people who support you. You don't need to go to a big group. You don't need to talk for hours. Just say hello. Ask a question. Share something simple. Speaking is not about speed. It's not about being perfect. It's about connection. When you speak simply, people understand you. And when they understand you, you feel strong. This feeling becomes confidence. Remember this, confidence does not come after you speak well. It comes before. It grows with each small step, each little word, each tiny sentence. And over time, it becomes something powerful. So don't wait. Don't wait for perfect. Don't wait until you know more grammar or more vocabulary. Just begin with small words, with simple thoughts, with a smile. By now, you've listened, you've read, and you've started to speak. Your English is growing, not through rules, but through experience. Not with stress, but with joy. In the next chapter, we will go even deeper. We will talk about memory, how to remember words, how to make them stick in your mind forever without boring repetition. I'll show you how to use stories, pictures, and emotion to remember anything. You'll never forget new words again. But for now, look in the mirror, say something, anything, in English, and smile. You're not just learning a language, you're finding your voice. Chapter 4, Grammar Without Pain. How to learn grammar the natural way. Now it's time for the big question, the question that scares so many learners. What about grammar? Maybe you felt it too, that tight feeling in your stomach when you hear the word grammar. All those rules, all those exceptions, all those mistakes. It can feel heavy, cold, and confusing. But here's the truth. Grammar doesn't have to hurt. In fact, grammar can be simple, soft, and even beautiful. Yes, beautiful. But not when it comes from a textbook. Not when it's forced into your mind like a math formula. Grammar becomes beautiful when you feel it, when you hear it, when you see it again and again in real life. Let me tell you something amazing. Children never read grammar books, but they speak perfectly. Why? Because they don't learn grammar through rules. They learn grammar through patterns. They hear a sentence many times and their brain starts to understand the shape. It's like music. They hear the rhythm, the beat, the melody, and they start to copy it. They don't say, oh, this is present perfect tense number. They just feel it's right. As adults, we forget this natural way. We try to use logic. We say rule number 1 says this. Rule number 2 says that. But language is not a machine. It's a living thing. So in this chapter, we go back to the natural way. The way children learn, the way native speakers learn, even if they don't realize it. So how do we learn grammar without pain? First, we stop memorizing rules. Yes, stop. You don't need to study grammar the old way. Instead, you need to see grammar in context. That means inside real sentences, in real stories, from real people. Let me give you an example. You're reading a short story. The character says, "I've lost my keys." You might not understand every word, but you keep reading. Later, the character says, "Have you seen my keys?" Now you see it again. Have and past participle. You don't need to name it, just feel it. Then you hear in a podcast, "I've been to London." And again, "Have you ever tried sushi?" Over time, your brain starts to notice the pattern. You don't study it, you absorb it, just like a child. You can do this while listening too. Find short, clear audio with subtitles at first. Listen again and again. Read the subtitles. Notice the grammar. Ask yourself, when do they say "I went"? When do they say "I have gone"? What's the feeling? What's the situation? Slowly, your brain will build a deep understanding, not from rules, but from real life. Here's a spike moment, something powerful that can change how you see grammar forever. In one study, students were divided into two groups. Group 1 studied grammar rules for many weeks. Group 2 just read simple stories and listened to easy English. Guess what? The second group, the story group, did better on the grammar test than the rule group. Why? Because grammar was not something cold on a paper. It was alive in the story. It had emotion, color, and meaning. You can do this too. Don't worry if you make mistakes. Even native speakers make grammar mistakes. What matters is not being perfect. What matters is feeling the patterns. When you read, pay attention to the verbs, the word order, the small changes. Ask yourself simple questions. Why did the writer say it this way? What's the difference between "he walks" and "he is walking"? Just asking the question opens your mind. When you listen, hear the grammar. Don't just listen for meaning. Listen for structure. Listen for the little words. Do they say "a" or "the"? "In" or "on"? "Was going" or "went"? Let your brain notice it without stress. When you speak, use the grammar you've seen and heard. Maybe it's not perfect. That's okay. Over time, it will become more natural. The more you see it, the more you hear it, the more you use it, the more it becomes yours. Grammar is not your enemy. It's not here to confuse you. It's here to help you say what you feel, what you think, what you believe. It's the structure of your voice. And when you learn it in the natural way, by listening, reading, and feeling, it becomes something warm, something helpful, something alive. So now, grammar is not pain. It's not pressure. It's progress. In the next chapter, we'll talk about the one thing most learners forget, but it changes everything: your brain. I'll show you how to train your memory, your attention, and your habits, so English becomes a part of you. No more forgetting, no more stress, just results. But for now, smile. You're not just learning grammar, you're learning the language of patterns, the same way you learned your first language. And that means You're on the right path. Chapter 5. The secret to fluency, repetition, rhythm, and relaxation. Now we come to a very important part of your English journey. You've built your ears, started reading, learned to speak like a child, and understood grammar naturally. But what about fluency? What does it really mean to be fluent? Many people think fluency means speaking fast or knowing every word perfectly. But fluency is something deeper. It's about flow. It's about speaking with smoothness, without too many stops, without hesitation. Fluency is like riding a bike. You don't think about every pedal. You just move, you go, you enjoy. In this chapter, I want to share with you the 3 keys to fluency. I call them the 3 R's: repetition, rhythm, and relaxation. These 3 simple ideas can change your English forever. They are the secret bridge between being an intermediate speaker and becoming advanced. Let's start with repetition. Repetition is not boring, it is powerful. When you repeat phrases and sentences over and over, your brain starts to remember the sounds, the words, the flow. But it's important to repeat naturally, not just copying like a robot, but with feeling, with expression. Here's how you do it. Listen to a short sentence or phrase in English, then say it aloud again and again. At first, you might need to listen 3 or 4 times. Then try to copy the exact sound, the melody, the pauses. This trains your mouth, your tongue, and your brain to work together. It builds muscle memory, just like when you learn to play the piano or ride a bike. That brings me to the second R, rhythm. English is a musical language. It has a special rhythm, stress, and melody that make it unique. When you learn rhythm, you learn to sound more natural. Native speakers don't say every word with the same strength. Some words are louder, longer, or faster. This is called stress, and it helps listeners understand meaning. How do you learn rhythm? The answer is simple. Listen and copy. Listen to songs, podcasts, and conversations. Feel the beat inside the words. Try to sing English like a song, even if you're not a singer. When you speak with rhythm, your English sounds alive, interesting, and easy to understand. Now the third R, relaxation. This is the most important part. When you speak, don't worry about making mistakes. Don't worry if you don't know every word. Relax your mouth, your voice, and your mind. Speaking English is like dancing. If you're too tense, you freeze. If you relax, you move freely. Relaxation means letting go of fear. It means accepting that English is a process. It means enjoying the moment, even if it's imperfect. When you relax, your brain works better. Your pronunciation improves. Your words flow naturally. Here's a powerful technique that combines all 3 R's. I call it the shadow technique. The shadow technique means you listen to a short clip of English, a sentence or two, and you shadow it by speaking aloud immediately after or at the same time. You copy the speaker's rhythm, intonation, and speed as closely as you can. It's like you're their shadow, always following their voice. This technique is amazing because it trains your ears, your mouth, and your brain all at once. It builds fluency and pronunciation without pressure. You don't have to understand everything at first. You just copy. Over time, your voice becomes smoother and more confident. Your English starts to sound natural. I remember when I first tried the shadow technique. I was nervous, but I kept going. I copied TV shows, podcasts, and even YouTube videos. At first, it was hard. My mouth didn't move fast enough, but with practice, I felt a new kind of flow. Suddenly, English wasn't a puzzle, it was a rhythm I could dance to. Now, I want to talk about a myth that many learners believe. The idea that you must think in English all the time. People say if you don't think in English, you will never speak well. But this is not true, not at first. In reality, your brain needs time to connect the words and meanings. You will translate sometimes. That's okay. The important part is to slowly reduce this translation. You do this by listening, speaking, and repeating in English more and more. Step by step, your brain starts to understand directly in English without translation. Don't rush this process. Don't feel bad if you translate sometimes. Just keep practicing the 3 R's: repetition, rhythm, and relaxation. They help your brain build new connections naturally. By the end of this chapter, fluency will feel possible. It won't feel like a mountain too high to climb. Instead, fluency will feel like a dance. Something fun, natural, and enjoyable. Something you can grow into with time. Remember, fluency is a journey, not a destination. Keep practicing the 3 R's every day. Listen to your favorite English songs. Repeat your favorite phrases. Relax your body and your mind. Speak with joy. You are closer to fluency than you think. Chapter 6. The Final Level. Think in English and learn forever. Welcome to the final chapter of this journey. You have come so far from hearing English for the first time to speaking with rhythm and flow. Now it's time for the last and most powerful step: learning how to think in English and continue growing forever. Many learners wonder, what does it really mean to think in English? How do you stop translating everything from your native language? Is it even possible? In this chapter, I will explain the truth about thinking in English and how it is not some magical skill only a few have. It's something anyone can develop with the right mindset and habits. First, let's clear up a big misunderstanding. Thinking in English is not about perfection. It's not about understanding every word in your head immediately or speaking like a native speaker all the time. Thinking in English means starting to live inside English a little more each day. Real progress in English and in life is not about learning everything quickly or perfectly. It's about learning forever. The journey never ends, and that's a wonderful thing. When you see learning as a lifelong adventure, you open the door to endless growth. In this chapter, I want to show you how advanced learners keep improving even after years of study. They do not stop. Instead, they build systems and habits that make English a natural part of their daily lives, not just something they do in a classroom or for homework. How do you do that? One key is to connect deeply with content you love. Movies, books, podcasts, music, and people. These are your best teachers once you get to the stage. Choose English materials that make you feel excited, curious, and happy. When you enjoy what you learn, you want to keep learning. Imagine watching your favorite movie without subtitles, or listening to a podcast about a hobby you love, or chatting with friends in English about the things that matter to you. These moments help your brain think directly in English. You don't translate anymore. You feel the language inside your mind. Another secret is to make English part of your everyday life, not just your study time. Label things around your house with English words. Think about your daily plans in English. Write simple notes or journal entries. Talk to yourself in English while cooking, walking, or relaxing. These small habits build your English habit naturally. Now, here is the top moment of this chapter. Thinking in English is not a skill you have or don't have. It is a habit, just like brushing your teeth or drinking water. When you practice this habit every day, it becomes automatic. Your brain starts to think in English naturally without effort. Don't worry if this habit is slow to develop. It takes time, patience, and kindness towards yourself. Celebrate every small moment when you think in English, even a single word or sentence. Each step moves you closer to true fluency. By the end of this chapter, you will feel strong, free, and ready for the next step, whatever that may be. You have the tools, the mindset, and the habit to keep learning forever. English is not just a subject to study, it is a language to live. Remember, the journey is yours to enjoy. Keep exploring, keep practicing, and keep dreaming in English. The world is waiting for your voice. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey from beginner to advanced. Your future in English is bright and full of possibilities. Keep going and never stop learning. Now that you've seen the full journey, from the very first step of listening to thinking in English and speaking fluently, I hope you feel inspired and ready to keep moving forward. Learning a language is a beautiful adventure, and you have everything you need to succeed. If this video helped you in any way, please take a moment to like it. It really supports the channel and lets me know you want more videos like this. Also, don't forget to share this video with your friends or anyone who wants to learn English, because together we grow faster. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss any new lessons and tips to help you become an even better English speaker. I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me where you are in your English journey right now. Are you a beginner just starting out? Or maybe you are intermediate, looking for ways to improve? Or perhaps you are almost advanced and want to master fluency. I read every comment, and your story inspires me. I want to help you keep moving forward step by step. Remember, this is just the beginning. The path to English fluency is a lifelong journey, but you don't have to walk it alone. Let's keep going together. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.